Rogers does as well.
1, 2, 3. Henry, stop counting.
Welcome back to the channel and on to the Drua train. Today's destination is Recap Station, and I will recap round 12 of Super Rugby Pacific. We are out here in beautiful Wynnum, by the way. Grab your tickets, sit back and relax, because this will be an amazing and cruising ride. Toot! So, this round featured some bloody good games this week. I have not been so intrigued in all of the games since round 3 of last year. So, that doesn't tell you what I don't know what will. Guys, these games were absolutely phenomenal. So stay tuned as the Wales versus Western Forces coming up quite actually right now. So, I mean, what a matchup this was. I was really impressed by the Blues' ability to just stomp all over the course. They had some brilliant interplay, and yeah, it was just so good. Honestly, I didn't know where the Blues were. They were in one area one time and then one area the next. So they just pulled out some magic plays that I cannot literally describe. So yeah, and I was really impressed with the Blues lineup, as they were really effective in that area, and yeah, so it was just nuts. And to be honest, guys, the Blues were just so clinical in that area and in the lineup, and just they were absolutely nuts. And they were just menaces on defense, and they were also really good in the breakdown, as some tremendous turnover work was done by the forwards, and yeah, it was just really sweet and phenomenal to watch. Their ability to just make something out of nothing in the second half was also really good. I was particularly stunned with their ability to just make some outrageous plays in the second half, and during most of the half the force did not see them coming, and yeah, it was just incredible attacking prowess from the Blues, and yeah, the force did have their opportunities, but didn't quite capitalise on them, and they were just not up to the party in my opinion, and they were just not there, and it was just so sublime. Basically domination by the Blues. So yeah, I was really impressed with their ability to just be so clinical in the picking of scenarios, and when they got closer and closer to the try line, they were just menaces all around. So their all-around game was just perfect, and yeah, it was really good to see them get over the line, and just they were also really devastating in their clean out work, as each penalty just came the right way. Anywho, be sure to stay tuned, guys, as
stronger shoulder, yeah? That's a really good. Yeah.
The next game is coming up soon.
Cheers, bruv.
See you guys.
Okay.
Ciao. Fiji and Drua, Reds now, Trons, and oh my god.
Yes.
What a game! This was absolutely tit for tat, as each side got crucial games for their team, and the Drua were just so clinical. Unfortunately for the Reds, they just couldn't get it together. The Drua were absolutely mammoth on defense, and yeah, although the Reds managed to keep in touch, it just wasn't to do so, and yeah, they were just not quite there. What really impressed me for the Drua was their scrum. They absolutely demolished the Reds in that area, and they were just so clinical in their timing of pushing. They were just absolutely crushing the Reds, particularly in the front row. The Reds front row were just not having their day, and they just crashed them to exhaustion with the Drua front row. Another thing was their ability to create short pods that the Reds just didn't coming, like little passes so the big boys could carry, were just absolutely nuts. And yeah, also my bloody goodness, the drawbacks were just too good for the Reds. They had the right game plan, and I was just really impressed with the guys out on the edge, in particular Celestino Ravutamanda. He was just devastating and out on that right channel. Tim Ryan just didn't see him coming at crucial aspects during the match. And yeah, also their interplay was just incredible. As the Drua got closer and closer, they were just devastating in the breakdown and just creating so much opportunities for the backs to just wreak havoc. What disappointed me though was the Reds were just not quite there, and they were just not. Their game was good, but they just didn't have the right game plan, in my opinion. And yeah, I was really, really disappointed. They came in close, but they just couldn't quite catch it in. And yeah, they were just not so good at it. Although they did have a good performance in the line-out, apart from that, the Fijian Drua just dominated. And particularly in open space, as the Reds just didn't. They kept falling off tackles against the Druatrons. And yeah, although their comeback was impressive, I just don't. I believe that the Drua were just too clinical, and their game plan really got them the victory. And yeah, I've got one more thing to say though, and that is that the Drua were just particularly dominant in the forwards. There, they were not the Reds were not able to contain them, and yeah, each time the forwards carried the ball for the Drua, the Reds just seemed to really not give a damn on defense. And yeah, anyway, stay tuned France as the Hurricanes Chiefs is coming soon. Catch ya, Hurricanes Chiefs now, France, and oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
What a dominant start from the Chiefs. The Hurricanes really took it to them now as the Chiefs were quite clinical in the first half. They created plays that honestly could be reminiscent of a Doctor Who movie. They were that good. And yeah, although the Hurricanes were quite good on defense, their ability to keep in touch via penalty goals was just so good, and the dominance that the Chiefs had in the first half was just awesome. And yeah, I was particularly impressed and with the lineup as the Chiefs were so clinical in that area, and they were just so dominant in that area, and the breakdown was just absolutely phenomenal as well. But I do not know what Cradle filled in those drink bottles at half time, because into the Hurricanes storm, it was just a credit from them. Jalen Sullivan, I was really impressed with his impact. 4 tries, you get that really nowadays, and yeah, it was just cool to see, and the backs really connected. I don't know what the Canes were doing, but every opportunity they just got turned into points, and yeah, it was just a absolute storm by the Hurricanes. And I mean, the Chiefs just couldn't contain them. They were absolutely clinical out in the wider channels as Nani Punavai and Jalen Sullivan were just stepping one defender after the other, and yeah, Ruben Raab also had a good game, and yeah, but the midfield is where I was really impressed with Drua Hurricanes and Billy Proctor basically combined to stop the Chiefs. Those two were really clinical in their support playing and their ability to just dominate, and yeah, it was just so good. And the impact of the bench was also really good for me, as they just provided some well-deserved go forward, and they just pushed and pushed their teammates over the line and really helped each other out in crucial situations. I was really impressed, however, with the three co-captains, as Billy Proctor led the backs with such calmness, and yeah, I just could not believe what I was seeing from him. It was just so good. And yeah, Brad Shields added impact and strength when he came on and just went absolutely haywire against Sam Fina, or it might have been Wallace Strategy by the time he got on, but yeah, but he was just nuts. And do I need to say any more about Tupasi Karifi? He just keeps on keeping on, as he just really impressed me with his defense and collectively his leadership as well. So yeah, I was not expecting the Hurricanes to run this riot, as they were just crazy in the second half. And overall, it was the best game in Super Rugby history. To watch one team take it and then the home team go absolutely crazy with a comeback was absolutely nuts. Anyway, drums, stay tuned, as the brumbies versus Waratahs is coming soon. Catch ya! Brumbies Waratahs now drums, and oh my god, what a performance by the brumbies. The Waratahs honestly just did. They had quite a few opportunities, but overall the brumbies just dominated. And yeah, what really impressed me was the backs. They were just absolutely clinical in their plays, and they made some outstanding calls. Noah Alessio led the team wonderfully around the park, and they were just so calm under him, it wasn't even funny. And yeah, Honestly, players came together for them like a sweet chicken burger. It was just a dominant performance by the Canberra-based team, and yeah, they were just so dominant and crucial areas. The line-out also really impressed as, yeah man, they were just so clinical, and the breakdown was just nuts as the brumbies forwards really just were menaces. All 8 of them really contributed quite well, and yeah, they were just really awesome. And yeah, I was also really impressed with the scrum as they just dominated the task until the front row got exhausted, and boy, did they make some great plays off the scrum. What really disappointed me though was the fact that the Tars had it, but they were just so misfortunate on the defensive side of things. They just kept on missing their cues, and they were just not ready for the likes of Tom Wright, Andy Newhead and Corey Tull. They were just so good basically. And the midfield was also quite dominant. I thought the Tars might outmatch them in the combo battle, but nope. The Brumbies just absolutely crushed them, and in particular, what a performance by not Billy Pollard, Rob Valentini. He was just making bone crunching tackle after bone crunching tackle, and he was just so great with the ball in hand, as well as just being an attacking menace, barging through defenders like no tomorrow, and they just didn't see him coming. He's my MVP. Other things that really impressed me about this one, both teams really just took it to the fight near the end of the game. Shame the Tars couldn't get it done, but hey, that's footy for ya. And yeah, it was just a dominant performance by the boys from Canberra. They just blew me away with everything they did. And yeah, anyway, Troms, stay tuned as the final game of the weekend, Highlanders versus Moana Pacifica, is coming soon. Ciao! Highlanders, Moana now Trons, and oh my goodness, was this game a close one or what? I was really impressed with how much the teams just went for it. They really went for each other the whole match, and it really felt like both teams were just unmatched throughout the whole game. I was also really impressed with how both teams took it to the set piece, as they were just absolutely clinical in their decision making, and the surface of the ground really allowed them to play their style of rugby, and they were just so clinical in doing so. Although Moana really impressed me when they were in open play, as they just came up with some outrageous plays that the Highlanders didn't see coming, in my opinion. And I mean, it was just so clinical of Moana to do those plays. In particular, I was really impressed with the midfield of Tani Tuala and Lalamilo, as those two just went crash and bang throughout the whole match and just went nuts. And yeah, although the Highlanders did keep in touch, that Moana were just absolutely taking it to them the whole match. It was really physical, and yeah, I was just blown away by each play each team made, and they were just absolutely making really good decisions, and the two captains really led their teams quite well, in my opinion. And yeah, and although it was in the final moments where I felt it was on a knife edge, it was just really great to see the Highlanders really fight back in the final minutes. And yeah, although my favourite moment of the game was when the Highlanders were on attack. Every time the Highlanders made a break, I was just on the edge of my seat, and the Highlanders were just outrageous. They were just so clinical in the line out and the scrum, as they were particularly dominant in those areas, in my opinion, and they just absolutely dominated Moana Pacifica in that area. And also drums, I was really impressed by both packs and the way they were just able to make clinical turnovers, and the breakdown was just phenomenal by both teams. And also the way both benches came on was just brilliant. They continued the fight really to the end, and it was just so good. But my MVP for this one is Tomosi Tavatavanawa, as he just went nuts. And yeah, anyway, drums, that'll do it. By the way, also just one more thing about Tomosi Tavatavanawa. He was just so good in both areas of the ball and was just so devastating in the breakdown. So yeah, he was also great with his leadership and stuff like that as well. So yeah, anyway, for real this time, before I go Trons, just a quick look at the table. You've got the Crusaders and Chiefs in first and second, with the Chiefs still in first. So nothing really changes for them. Moana's victory, for the meantime, puts them into sixth alongside the Hurricanes, the Reds, and the Brumbies. Meanwhile, at the edge of the table, victories for the Fijian Drua and the Blues still keep their playoff hopes alive, although I do think the Blues will have to be a bit more cautious with the Drua coming up next or this weekend. Well, it's just been a field day for the rest of the pack. No changes. The victory, in my opinion, for Moana Pacifica gets them in amongst the top five and gets them into the last transfer spot before the playoffs, and they would just absolutely right to get those points. And while the top 4 are quite sealed. The positions 7 through to 11. Basically, the Highlanders might still have a chance, but I'd say their playoff hopes are dimming by the minute. And also, just to note, with the fixtures next week, we've got the Fijian Drua against the Blues, which will be an absolute classic. The Crusaders against the Chiefs is also gonna be a good one. And the Hurricanes, I believe, have got a higher and there's one. Yeah, the next week's fixtures are gonna be nuts. And stay tuned, as later on this week I will be doing my picks. So there it is, drums. Thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed my recap. And yeah, subscribe, like, comment, and share, as it really helps me out. And also, thank you for your support recently, as it's just been absolutely crashing. You guys have been absolutely crushing it, and yeah, it's well appreciated, so thank you. And I will see you all in a video quite soon. Thank you all for watching, and ka-chow, trons. Ka-chow!
Yeah. Love ya.